What a beautiful charge!
Whoa,
This is
what
fine. Oh my god, it's
What
what a save!
Okay.
Hey there, everybody. We're back with some more All Skills. This match is going to be from the Blackroot Burrows group. We've got F versus Hal. On commentary, I'm Sigma, and I'm joined today by Zombie. How's it going, dude?
I am doing great. Good to be here. I'm hoping this one's going to be just as exciting as the last one I got to do. I've seen quite a few really close calls, and those are the most fun for me to commentate, so pretty excited.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. On our group stage here, we can see that both of these players are looking to grab their first win in the group so far. They've lost to Doodoo and Trojan Dude, who are very good runners. No shame in losing to them at all.
Absolutely not.
Definitely has a little bit of an advantage in this race, a better PB, a better race time, but anything can happen in a race. It's easy for a few minutes to swing here and there, so I would not count Hal out in this race. It'll be pretty close for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the time is close enough to where it could absolutely be anybody's game, so let's look at some of the stats here. Looks like the PBs, those are the most up-to-date PBs, I'm assuming, right? The 37.15 and the 41.34, correct?
Well, we will always hope so, but people PB a lot, so if we're wrong on the stats sheet, don't kill us.
Oh, yeah, please don't shoot the messenger here. But it looks like F is going with a hybrid input method using both controller and keyboard and mouse. I'm assuming switching over to keyboard and mouse for a few of the more finer detailed maneuvers, whereas Halcyon is just strictly keyboard and mouse. Both doing, of course, the clean water skip. F stating he will be doing fast stopless and the grotto cycle, so that'll be fun to see.
Yeah. It's always fun to take a guess as to what tricks people are going to be doing, because we gave this survey for what tricks are you going to do in the race right at the start of the tournament, and then people learn more and more things. So Hal might actually go for some of these things. We'll have to
oh, absolutely. And there's also always the mind game aspect of it. Of, do I want to put all my aces on the table and let them know what I'm doing, or do I shake it up a little bit? You know?
Yeah. There's also the fun element of sometimes runners will watch the restream or watch each other's streams during the race so that they know how their pace is. Some people like to focus on their own games, but you know, you might say, okay, I'm behind, I've got to go for this. Or you might say, oh, I'm ahead, I'm going to play it safe.
Yeah, and I've seen some people take advantage of that, and some people regret it, regret not doing it. So.
Yep, so we're going to be getting into the race shortly here. Our runners are queued up and ready to go. We'll just let the internet take the data over to us, and we are getting started. Both players having a prologue skip. A little bit faster of a prologue skip for F there. Looks like Hal missed the input by like half a second, but that doesn't really make too much of a difference.
That time can be easily made up. There are definitely segments of this game, for those that are not familiar with it, that are great equalizers, believe you me.
Yeah, that's for sure. We can definitely see a change even on this first Frankie fight. Both players are just hopping along. Hal took a little bit of a hit onto the diving board there, but once again, it's not a big difference. F gives it back by running into the flower, so it's a couple small movement hiccups in this early game, but it's not a big deal for either runner. You're certainly not going to be too phased about any of that stuff. So we'll have to see how their Frankie fights go. What do you think we're going to see?
Well, as someone who does strictly controller, my fights are typically nowhere near as clean as others. I'm hoping to see exceptionally clean Frankie kills here coming up. They got 3 to get through, and we'll see how quickly they make work of that.
Yep, so they're just sitting through a short cutscene. There's no dialogue in that cutscene because their UI is off. Now F is blinking away at Frankies. Looks like one mispaced shot from F. So slow, actually a little bit of better fight for Hal there, I think.
Oh yeah. As you can see right there, already made up some time. I believe he's about 1, maybe 2 seconds behind at this point.
Yeah, we've seen the lead shrink in half. It was 2 seconds going in. It's 1 second going out. That's a monumentous event right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I gotta say, nice movement from F there. Shooting these slimes to manipulate their shots out actually gets hit back there by that one. But Hal having some trouble as well on the top of the jump pad. So these racers are keeping it close to home. Bit of a miss on that mushroom jump from Hal, but he gets back up there. And F!
Oh, but F takes a death! And immediately we see our first lead switch with Hal taking the lead here. Still got to be careful. He's at 3 health, so he actually, if he wants to save time, he's only going to be going through this with 2 because he doesn't want to stay here and take damage too much off this guy.
Yeah, this early game is a really spooky part. As you can see, Hell's about to take an intentional death here. This is why they're taking damage, trying to damage boost low so that they can die faster in that water there. So you don't have many movement options in this early game, and if you get on a sort of the bad side of these slimes, that can cause you trouble. So Hell's going to go pick up this health cell, but I want to make sure we pay attention to F on the left here. F's down to 1 health, has to kill this slime and not get hit. And
but he picks up a health.
That's some bad luck there. He's gonna have to take 2 hits in the water. The fish should be up here to deliver the final blow, and it is. But F not gonna be enjoying that early game. That's not too fun to have to take a death early on like that.
No, sadly not. Let's see. And Halcyon's going to be heading up here to get through these last little few brambles before heading down to pick up wall jump. Now, he's got to be very careful about how much experience he has, because this neat little trick coming up here, where he's going to come down here, bounce, and I don't believe he's going to level up going down. Nope, he did. And see, that clears out all those brambles right there, making the way back up after picking up wall jump a lot easier. You'll see a lot of experience counting in this game. I would argue that the beginning of the game is a lot more important than the later. However, there are still certain points, even up to the very end, where timing level ups is very useful, and F takes another death.
Oh my gosh, and that's a very rough death here, too, going all the way back to the Ghost Door. And this is kind of what we were talking about at the start of the race here, is F may have the advantage in terms of PB and race time so far, but it's easy in Ori to take these kind of slips and lose a whole bunch of time early, so Hal definitely has a huge advantage in this early game right now. So now we have Hal moving up to the wall jump area, doing a nice job getting past that rock there, and he'll be on his way over to Blackroot Burrows pretty soon.
Yeah, so Blackroot Burrows, where many runs go to die. Nice little safety save there for these slimes, and probably for good reason, because it looks like, yep, he's going to take a little bit of a spill there. This can be a really, really hairy corner to get by. I know it is possible to jump over the second slime there cleanly. I just damage boost through them both and just try not to mess with it, because I always end up getting killed if I try.
Yeah, it's a dangerous area, and this is also why a lot of people like that 4th health zone, just because any slip-up in the early game will just kill you if you have 3 health a lot of the time. Yep. And Hell takes another damage from that slime, is down to 1 here, so I would expect to see him play perhaps a little bit safe, maybe killing the slime, but no, he's going to opt to do the dodge and then head into Blackroot here. So giving those spores a wide berth there. I don't think they gave him a health drop. So he's still going to be at 1 health entering Blackroot. There is a level up fairly soon, and actually going to opt to take a save. Not a bad decision. 5 seconds there to watch the save animation is nothing compared to how much a death would cost to a slime.
F having a little bit of trouble making that wall jump there, but quickly remedies it and is heading up the pipe. As Halcyon gets our first little save quit to skip that cutscene. The cutscenes in this game can be very, very lengthy, and you don't want to watch them in a speedrun, ever. So using that nice little trick there to have the upgrade menu up as you use a series of button presses to kind of cancel out while keeping the menu up. You can still move around. And then anytime you choose an ability to upgrade, it'll save the game. So hence save anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of the experience and ability cell routing in this game is just based around, what kind of abilities do you need to level up to help you do things. We grab the magnet on this first cutscene, which will help us with a trick afterward. And also, when do you need to have ability points for cutscene skips? So it's all planned out for that kind of thing. And we see how he's waiting for this laser cycle here. He just wants to play it safe. You really, really don't want to take death in Blackroot. These deaths are extremely costly to the same kind of level as the one that the 2 that F took on the way to wall jump. So he doesn't want to give up any of that time. It does cause him to miss a platform cycle, so if F plays cleanly through Blackroot, you can catch up 6 6. I'm just making up numbers. 8 seconds on that.
Yes, all the cycles in Ori seem to be based on an 8-second cycle timer. So anytime you miss a particular cycle to get something, whether it be here or the upcoming grotto, or anywhere else for that matter, it is 8 seconds lost. So it's really consistent in that regard.
Yeah, and speaking of cycles, Hell makes the cycle into the dasher. It's not losing time here, but F, in the meantime, falls into the spikes at the lantern part of Blackroot. He's going to quickly reload to try to get through here, but now this slime's alive. Doesn't cause too much trouble this time, and no, walks off the platform once again, doesn't get the jump. Man,
I really can't help but wonder if F is maybe just a little bit shaken from those early spills and is maybe overthinking this part a little bit.
Yeah, it's really easy to let the race stress get to you, especially, I think, as well when you're expected to, you know, be favored in a race. I mean, F not favored by a ton. It's not like this is a hands-down win or anything like that. But, you know, when you're like, I should win this one, I just need to play calm, play well, and then the nerves get to you, you start taking deaths, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm behind, I can't drop this match, and it's really causing a lot of troubles for F there. So despite the fact that Hal did miss a platform cycle in Blackroot, F wasn't able to capitalize, and I think the gap is just going to widen from this, but F will still have opportunities to catch up.
Oh, absolutely. This race is absolutely not over until it's over. There are still great equalizers, as I stated earlier, to come in this race. As of right now, I believe we are looking at about, what, maybe a minute difference in time? Maybe a minute and a half?
Yeah, something along those lines. And that can get donated right back if Frankie Walk for Hell does not go well. This trick here requires the use of all of your energy and the energy you gain after leveling up on this enemy that Hell's pulling over to the right here. So if he messes this up, F is pretty much going to be back even with him. And we have to just hope that it goes well for Hell's sake. So he's baiting this guy along. For some reason this enemy is immune to those spikes, he just manages to hop along them. So he's just got to kill the enemy, put some energy in the door, level up, put some more energy in the door, and get through this next scary section without taking death. So let's see how it goes.
Yes, the Death Gauntlet. At this point in time, by the time he gets out of this little section right here, he's going to be working with 1, maybe 2 health, depending if it dropped 1. I don't know if it did or not. I couldn't tell. He's got to make it through all of these little hazards to get through. No energy to save either.
Yeah, doing a nice job there. Even with a missed shot from Sign, which is essentially random, he still manages to get through okay, and gets the save, is heading down onto Grotto, so securing his lead for the time being as F grabs Dash. So F looking to play some catch-up here, has to do the Frankie Walk well to have a chance, and Hal going for, oh my gosh, that was a very close Grotto cycle. Almost got it.
Very close. That requires frame-perfect movement with your wall jumps and your dashes, and the ability to get over that little energy crystal flawlessly. And the thing is, I believe there is there a frame-perfect window where you could end up getting killed doing that?
There is. If you're a little bit slow, but not too slow, you can get caught exactly on the corner of the crusher and it can kill you. So that's the reason people might not go for it. And Hal actually had not gone for that trick in previous races. So that's the kind of thing. You pick up more tricks, you add them into your repertoire, take a quick death there on the Frankie. That hurts, but it's not too bad because there's already a save for the Ghost there. Getting infinited a little bit by this section down to double jump, but he's past the part of the run where deaths are really, really painful, like minute-long type things, so those kind of things aren't too bad. Now let's look over on the left. F is heading into the Death Gauntlet as well.
And he's up and past the Frankie, making a quick safety save there. I don't think I'll blame him. Oh, because he's... Oh, he attempts the Death Glide, but... he gets it. Second try. Very good. That is a very difficult trick that even veterans opt not to attempt, especially in a race setting. So, second try on that. Very, very well done.
Yeah, and that second try Death Glide was also with some damage taken, so I think that was a 1 health Death Glide on that second pass, which is really intimidating. You can't take any damage. Going for the Grotto cycle here doesn't manage to get quite right, so not going to be making up any time on that. But gotta say, very fortunate safety energy that F got back in the Death Gauntlet there, because that's not guaranteed, and it saved a whole bunch of time to have that save in this instance.
And Halcyon getting a first attempt at a fairly difficult trick known as the Grotto Skip. There is just a tiny little bit of wall there that you can manage to cling Ori to and get off a nicely placed wall jump to get you up and over that, skipping the entire left-hand side of this area, shaving off, I believe it's about, what, 5 minutes if you try to get through the rest of it?
I don't actually know how long left grotto takes. I don't think it's quite that bad, but it's definitely at least a minute or two. So you definitely want to be doing that jump, even if you're taking 20 tries at it. Hal has been playing really well this race. I'd like to remind you that Hal is the underdog here and has been holding the lead thanks to a couple deaths from F strongly and not really giving an opportunity for F to catch up. So really good play out of Hal so far. We'll see if he manages to keep his lead or what's going to happen in the mid-game.
Certainly. And I probably just think it's 5 minutes because I haven't touched that left-hand side since I played casually when I was really, really super bad. So.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Halcyon getting bullied over here by the drop slime and the spikes and everything else. Not having a good time of it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a save. No, he doesn't make a safety save there.
Yeah, he actually flashed his UI on. One of those enemies did drop health there, so still at 3 health, was feeling good, like, okay, this is fine, I can do it. I think you were right, though. If he was down to 1 or 2, probably would have made a save. So we note that the gap is closing a little bit. It was
certainly
earlier on about a minute 45 between them, and now we're looking more like 120-ish. So F's making up a little bit of ground here and there, but it's still a pretty sizable difference between the two. And we'll have to see how this continues to go. Hal's going to try to skip some spinning spikes he cycles here. So he's got to pull his rock and then wedge himself in the top before he gets hit. Nice job. He's in just to get this teleporter and then leave. We'll use that later, but we just need to get it now.
Yeah, the execution from both players, the very beginning of the game notwithstanding, is pretty good at this point in time. Oh.
Yeah, I think F, after those first couple deaths, is kind of shaking it off a little. Yeah, we see
Certainly.
how misses a cutscene skip there briefly. It's just a little bit of time loss, but nothing too bad. But, you know, that's an opportunity for F to catch up a little bit, and that's what F needs to do, just claw back in 5 seconds at a time. Alright, so Hal's in the Ginso tree now. What do you think about this dungeon zombie?
I actually really like it. I really do. Like this one, a lot of people feel that it's a bit slow. I feel that it has a lot of areas to really pull off just good execution. Case in point, I've seen very widely differently time splits for different runners in here, from like new to, you know, veteran runners. Oh, taking a bit of a hit, having to start that little sequence over. Nothing too terrible though. But yeah, depending on your execution, you can make this an incredibly short area or one that takes up a good couple of minutes.
Yeah. So Hal did have a couple flubs here and there, but is going to opt to collect some extra health cells out of the flowers. Good choice. And we'll be progressing through now. But, you know, no major mistakes. That's basically been the mantra of Hal so far this run. So maybe you lose time here, you lose time there a little bit, but no deaths unintentional. Well, okay, that's a lie. There was
the one, but there was a safety save taken like right before it. So
yeah, so
really, I wouldn't have counted either.
All of his mistakes have just been, you know, less than 10 seconds, and that's working really well. A lot of this game, when you start running it, just comes down to not taking deaths, not taking very costly time losses, just kind of having a good run like this. And Hal is certainly putting on a good performance right now.
Absolutely. Then we get into what I would argue is like the one like truly major RNG aspect of this speed run, this little mini boss here, which can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Although Hal is making short work of him.
Yeah, he was having a pretty good time there. He missed seeing the tell on that last spawn for 1/60th of a second. The mini boss will flash in this next area that it's supposed to go into. I don't even know if that's an intentional thing or if it's just some weird bug, but we can use it to mitigate the RNG there. He was doing a good job of it for a while, but missed the last one. It's very easy to miss. So still had a good mini boss, but not quite perfect, but definitely good. Oh boy. took a bit of damage earlier than you normally want to damage boost there, but has a nice save to not die until there, which is an intentional death.
Right. Little ghost door, so we can pick up Bash, which is probably one of the most aesthetically pleasing skills in this game, to me anyway.
Yeah, I think Bash is definitely the defining skill of the original Ori version, because we didn't have dash to move fast back then. You get this and suddenly you can fly all over the place, you can go up, you can go sideways fast, and we're immediately into some Bash puzzles. We've got to redirect some of these shots. We see a double Bash from Hal there trying to get that shot up. Doesn't quite catch the second one, takes a hit, and opts to use the upper shot. So checking his health again, actually takes another damage and is gonna pick up a flower, which I'm not sure. I think that one drops off.
I don't. I think that one's just experience. I think this one up top here is going to drop health. I don't know if he necessarily needs it. He's actually looking to die in this next segment after he grabs these 3 keys. Taking a little bit of damage there, but after he grabs 3 of these keys, he's going to go up here and have a strategically placed death while keeping those keys in, and that duplicates those keys. And so he's going to go back up, pick up all 4 now, putting him at 7 keys. He's going to save those other 3 for later. Very important.
Yep. Note that those drops into the spikes there are intentional because he wants to take deaths here. It's much faster to take the damage early than to have to take 2 spike hits up top. So, getting through this ghost door now, he'll be fighting the second mini-boss. I always like to say that this mini-boss really does not have good battle strategy. We have no way to damage it except by reflecting its own shots at us, so it could just sit here and like chill out, and it would protect the top of the Ginso tree forever, but instead it just throws shots at us, lets us kill it, and we're done with it.
Absolutely. And we see F here entering into the key dupe area as well. I'm sorry, I didn't notice there. I could have just been fuzz on my end of the stream, but it didn't look like he put in a save there. I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
otherwise he wouldn't be continuing.
Probably one. I don't think you would miss that. We'll find out in a sec.
Oh yes. And F trying to tiptoe it in, and yep, there we go. He got his key dupe in. He'll be continuing on as Halcyon is getting to an interesting little cutscene skip here. A lot of runners will opt to do this movement blind. Sounds like he is doing.
We do see some red flashes on his screen though, so he got caught up in the spikes a little bit, but still gets good distance out of it. His health's a bit low. The frog has blocked his save and shoots him. He gets the save down though before dying, so that's very good. He won't be able to damage boost the spikes here though. The frog takes a bath and he's gonna follow suit.
Yeah, and although as we've already seen, he can double bash, so I'm not too concerned about his ability to get... Oh! He takes a little bit of damage from the frog as he tries to double bash it up. Having a little bit of trouble. This is definitely one of those areas where you can see, you know, just some you know, back and forth between the runners where you'll see leads change quite a bit.
Hal gets the bad clipping on the shot on the first platform. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. Sometimes just goes straight through, and it doesn't. So he gets into Swamp. A couple deaths early is going to give F an opportunity to make up some more time here, but Hal's definitely playing well. Strong execution throughout the Ginso tree is not really leaving too much of a gap.
Oh yeah. And we see F here triggering that cutscene, which means as long as his swamp entry is a little bit cleaner, we could definitely see some time being made up here.
Yeah, first try swamp entry is going to be a big deal for F. So let's watch on the left. Gets the double bash up. Is going to be trying to bait 2 shots. One to break this first floor good, and now the next one needs a couple double bashes to get into position, and that looks great. So first try swamp entry.
Very clean. Very good
catching
job.
up some time on that one. Alright, Hal's gonna... I think I've seen him do this before. He doesn't like to take the damage from the spikes leaving stomps, so he opts to do a couple double bashes on the shot instead. Ooh, F taking a dip into the water there. Still alive, that's the most important thing. We'll have to reset on these platforms and climb back up to stomp though, as Hal is heading out. So we got a little bit of a high 5-round stomp. F closing the gap, but Hal's still holding a strong lead.
Yeah, F's little bash, trying to get the bash up to the ledge, fell a little bit short, so he took the backup route, and he's picking up stomp now, so gap is definitely closing, while Halcyon does the little frog trick to pick up his next ability cell. And we're going to another interesting little trick here known as the Kuro skip. Attempting to skip this cutscene coming up. Takes a little bit of finagling. We'll see how he pulls it off here. And gets it. I was worried he was a little bit high there, but look, it turned out good.
Yeah, it can work in weird ways sometimes. Sometimes it fails when you feel like it should have worked, and sometimes you get it when you're thinking, how did that work? But,
yeah.
Yeah, Hal actually has not missed that trick in the tournament yet, so really good performance from him on that. F is going to need to get that to stay, keep the gap from growing. It's not an easy trick, and it loses you 17 seconds. You have to watch the cutscene, but oh no, Hal! Taking a fall. Has a safety save, so he doesn't lose a ton of time. That's a sort of costly death that he can't afford to take too many of. F, gets hit, is now at low health, places a safety save, but only at 2 health now, so this part will be a little scary. Does get the skip, that's the important part.
Very
nice. Another fall into the insta-kill spikes, as F is really coming in close. This is actually really, really close now.
F is actually opting to skip that health cell, making up a little bit of time here now, unless he's planning on doing 5 HP Hero Escape. He's still going to pick up another cell somewhere else, so this is kind of a false lead that we're seeing here, but we're right back neck and neck.
Yeah, pretty much synced going into the charge flame 3. Looks like F actually missed the cutscene skip, did the reload anyways, not realizing that the cutscene hadn't triggered. So Hal takes the lead back, as F's going to have to watch that. It's a short cutscene. Hal stomped the Frankie by mistake. He's got to bait it down. He does a good job of waiting to make sure it falls. This is just to get out of the charge flame tree a little bit faster by setting up a bat. But F had a bit cleaner movement after that cutscene, so my gosh, this is really exciting right now.
Oh yeah.
Hal playing with his Frankie, and F takes the lead on that. The Frankie position is better for F, and the save anywhere is already set up to get over the Spirit Tree. Misses the dash glide though, missed the dash glide twice. It's hard to see behind this, so it's hard to get your position right. Having a little bit of trouble. Okay, is on the Spirit Well now. Hal looking to do the same thing, should be on the Spirit Well. I think they both got the cutscene skip, and they'll be heading into Valley hand in hand.
Yep, they're both on their way. F with just a little bit of a lead here, so it's still absolutely anyone's game, especially coming up into 2 of the more interesting parts of the run, which is first up coming up is Sorrow Bash, and then Misty Woods. Both areas we can definitely see a lot of back and forth there.
Yeah, that's for sure. F has already leveled up his charge dash. This is a slight route difference that doesn't make too much of a difference time-wise. Oh gosh, I'm getting stuck on the corner of the wall there, that's kind of rough. But so F will be a little bit faster through this section, but Hal will be getting charge dash very shortly. Hal takes a hit from a frog. We'll see if he opts to save or not, because now all the spikes and enemies... Oh no, he has 5 health, so the enemies aren't one-shot. The spikes are. Does save.
He still does take the safety save. Goes up here, and F is on his way up. We're going to see... Alright, yeah...
Trying to get a precise angle on the shot. That one is that's a good shot. That's dead center. Hal's going to be going for this trick as well, which is not on his survey. He's adopted this trick. Is going for his shot as well. F has a good one. Hal's shot is good. He just has to have good movement back to the cell, and he will get this trick as well.
Oh, he's taking a little bit of time on those bashes, so I'm a bit concerned.
He missed the cell.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he took just a little bit too much time aiming on those bashes. That's how precise that trick can be, and that's why it's a very hard trick to pull off for newer runners. Neither one of these runners are newer by any stretch of the imagination, I don't believe. I'm not as familiar with everyone in the community as I should be.
Well, we'll see how Hal's knowledge of backups is. Because of the route that he's doing, he still is able to get charge dash. Missing that trick used to mean that you couldn't get charge dash here and you were just really, really sad. So he's got to grab an extra ability cell, choose one to the right here, which looks like is what he's going to do. There's a quick cell that's faster than going back on this trick, but you have to make it over the spike to get to it. Meanwhile, F doing a nice throw bash, getting in the next area.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of really scary spikes anywhere and a whole bunch of tricks. But yeah, here's Hal's back up, so now he's back on track. He just has to go up and do the same trick that F is doing.
Alright, we got the rocket jumps getting pulled off. Everything is looking good, and up we go on F's side to the next leg of this journey. He's going to pick up a few keys. This is where that key dupe really comes into play, getting us through this next door up here, which gets us the next skill, which is charge jump.
Yep, so F is going to play with a save anywhere obscuring the screen. This makes the exit from charge jump a little bit faster to get up top. Quick death from Hal over there on his Sword Bash attempt. This trick's not too easy, so can take a few attempts. This setup looks pretty good. Let's go, Hal. Nice, he's got it. He's in there. So F is going to have to navigate the Salsa Summit in reverse with this save anywhere up. And this place is really spooky. One bite of that salsa, it's really hot, and it will kill you. And F looks like is getting through okay.
Yeah, he's actually flying through. I was paying attention there. The speed at which he was going through was ridiculous. He gets the Terra Break, which is a very interesting little trick there, and he's on his way up to get to the Sunstone. He's got his ability tree up because he's going to do a save anywhere to skip a rather lengthy cutscene up top. And then it'll be off to Misty Woods for him, right as Halcyon is getting up here to grab charge jump himself. Once again, avoiding those deadly nachos.
Yeah, nice play from both of them. Neither one taking a bite. They're gonna be okay. Hal still has to go back out, but looks like he's gonna opt to. Well, we'll see. He might pick up the save anywhere on the door on the way out, or he might opt to grab it right below the roof because that area is just really terrifying. Those spikes are very painful.
F is beginning his descent as, let's see how Halcyon's going to be doing this here. Okay. Ooh, taking a little bit of abuse from the frog there, but he starts his save anywhere.
Getting through the scare. Oh! I'm going to take the blame for that. I was trying to save through the scary part, but all of this is scary. There's still a floating spike. Takes a hit. He's getting through again. Gets past those spooky last little bits and has the save in place, so he's through. And now we see that F has diverged from what is commonly known as common sense, as doing an early grenade route.
I totally got thrown off. I was like, did he just completely forget that Misty was a thing? I have literally never seen this route before.
Yeah, so this is an intentional choice. A few runners in the tournament are doing this route. It's a little bit slower than the conventional method of getting climb first, but you'll see why people do it soon enough. Grabbing the grenade skill early allows you to do a trick called grenade jumping through Misty, which looks really stylish. That's pretty much the reasoning behind it. It's really cool. We'll get to see how it goes, but this does mean we won't have any idea really how much the lead is for either player because they're going to be doing areas in a different order. We do know F's ahead, leaving Sora though, so they will sync back up once they've both picked up Climb and Grenade.
Oh yeah. Once they both make it to Hero, then we'll really get to see who's in the lead and who's not. But I was just about to say, as F was getting down there, that I'm looking forward to seeing probably one of my favorite areas of the entire run, which is Misty Woods, but F took that from me, so... Halcyon instead is going to be the first one into Misty, and this is why I love this area so much. It brings into play every single skill you have gotten up to this point in time and really lets it shine as you see these guys, and you'll see them for sure here in just a little bit, start to move through here at a breakneck pace. Oh, unless Halcyon is going to continue to get bullied a little bit there.
Oh my god. 1 health left. Please save, thank you. Okay, good. That was definitely a good save to make. These spikes all do 3 damage, so you don't want to be low on health, and is actually going to stop, grab another energy, gets a lucky health drop too, so is at 4, and can save again going to this last section. Misty is definitely an interesting area because since we have charge dashes and, you know, as some of us have grenades, in F's case.
Oh yeah.
We can energy to go fast. You can also use your energy to save, so it's always interesting to see how much safety runners opt for versus how much speed. And it was a good thing Hal opted for safety because he took another hit from the spikes on the way down to climb. So that one really paid off, saving time, not taking a death.
Oh, absolutely.
Save. And grabs the climb tree.
But Halcyon's going to grab Climb, and then off like a bullet into the second half of Misty.
Yep, so it may appear that Hell's in the lead, but F has gotten Grenade out of sequence, sort of, so still definitely advantage goes to F at this point, but it's really easy to take long deaths in Misty, so we'll have to see how the performance of both runners goes through.
Yeah, and
Hell having a little bit of trouble with that puzzle room, but gets through and it doesn't take damage. That's the important thing.
that is important, but yeah, it's... Oh! We spoke too soon.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh no.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry.
That happens to me all the time. I'll get ahead of myself and then just go straight into the lasers.
Yeah, getting through the second time, we're seeing a bunch of grenade jumps out of F. This is why this road is done, is so you can do this kind of weird thing where you cling to a wall, throw a grenade, and then charge jump, and just gives you this insane burst of speed. Oh, rep death from Hal there, and F as well taking a bad death. And this is what we're talking about. Misty is horrifying, the spikes are painful, and they are everywhere.
Yeah, this is the part of the run where time can be made up or lost to a severe degree. Definitely one of the more skill, or I guess I should say execution intensive areas of this speed run. That is why it's definitely favored by many, including myself, because it really gets to show off, you know, all parts of the game. Looks like, yep, F is still doing those little grenade jump shenanigans, looking real pretty.
Yeah, did take another death to the lasers, so that kind of time loss adds up. Oh my gosh, there's no way out of that. Spike.
Yeah, that's
another death. I think that's 3 or 4 in this section for F, so it's really hurting. I would say F is still in the lead in this situation because of the grenade visit that Hell's going to have to do, but you know, that gap is quickly closing. You can't take any more deaths like that, or Hell will take over.
And Hal's going to come into the mini-boss fight here in Misty. We'll see if he can pull off the single cycle here. Very pleasant to watch when it happens.
Yeah. Opts to spawn them one at a time. It's not the most optimal way to kill them, but that's like maybe a second slower and gets it nicely as he intended to. So that's always what you want to see. You just don't want to see the bosses spawning multiple times each. So kills them each quickly, gets to the last door of Misty, and then it just turns around. We don't actually need to carry Atsu's torch over to this pedestal here because we have no use of going to Forlorn Ruins. So that's it for Hal. That's it for Misty for Hal, rather. He'll be off to the grenade skill. F is, I think, had cleaned up a little bit, got through that first section. I may or may not have a save somewhere. I hope there's a save somewhere, but still at full health is looking pretty good. Probably still has the lead coming out of this. Hal's gonna go grab grenade, and then we'll see them sync up again.
Oh yeah. We're gonna see F's attempt at the mini boss.
Goes for the fast, quick kill, bang, zoom. Does not get it. Manages to back it up on the second cycle. So probably pretty similar mini bosses between the two of them. All said. Now, man, this is getting close, so Hal's got to go grab grenade and get to a teleporter. F has to get through this door, and then get back out of Misty to the teleporter. Advantage is still in F's hands.
Okay, that is really satisfying to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
It's why people do this. It's exactly. It looks so good. It looks so good. It's just a shame that it's actually slower. Like, look, it's beautiful. Just soar across the entire area, and oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. I thought for a second Hell was watching the cutscene leading to Light Grenade, but it was just a slightly late save, which means he had to watch the fade out before he could exit, but no big deal there. We'll now be grabbing Grenade. F has teleported to Swamp. That's the final teleport. Takes a quick death, but you're saved on your teleporter, so it's fine. And that's looking like, you know, I'll just ballpark it because we don't know exactly, but it's about a minute lead for F still, so not out of reach, but big advantage to the last section of the game.
Oh yeah, and don't forget that, okay, no, he is going to go for his 6th health. Okay, good.
Yeah, a lot of people will opt for this kind of safety. Because we never finished the Ginso escape, the water in the final escape is poisonous, and you need at least 5 health to swim through it. And 6 makes it a lot easier, a lot safer. You don't have to worry about the fish position too much. Everything's okay. So some nice grenade jumps from F to the entrance to Horu here. And up to the first of the nightmarish tricks, final segment of the game, Door Warp.
Oh yes, yet another frame perfect trick. I love those. I really do.
So we've got to press up on the frame that the game loads, and if done correctly, it will take us to the end of the dungeon. F taking a couple attempts at this. It's not odd to see people take a few tries, because there is only the very first frame of the game loading where it will work. So you can't take too many failures, though. Hal's coming in fast. He already has 6 health to stop for that one. And F having to redo this door several times. If Hal can get there fast, F does get the door now, so still keeping that lead. But Hal, with the first try door, we can definitely close the gap by a lot.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see how Hal does it when he gets there. And F's going to start the final sequence of Hero Escape. See how he does with that, and the grenade jump at the end. Although obviously he's practiced grenade jumps quite a bit already, so I've got actually pretty high faith on that one.
Yeah, the grenade jump rate was very good from F. So with a good final grenade jump, he can take this win. Hal's going into his dual orbs now. These past races, it took 2 and 4 tries. Nails it right there. He's into the final escape. So if F takes any damage, Hal will take the lead, because F will have to take a death and not be able to swim in the water. Having a little bit of trouble with the dash glide there, but doesn't take any damage. That's the most important thing. Has to get this swim. Watch on the left. F gets to get through here without taking too many hits, and is through.
He's out of the water, and he's up. He's got the Kuro skip here, where Kuro doesn't show up. Up the wall. Ooh, I was worried he was going to get that off in time, and let's see it. He looks like his position's good, and off he goes.
We'll say GG to F with that one. All that's left at this point is to hold right and walk through the final cutscene to the end of the game. So F managed to come back, fight through that rough early game, and take down the win in this one. Hal going through the final escape now. Let's watch how his swim goes. He's got 6 health. Very nice, only taking 2 damage before the first fish. So both players with the safety health, not needing it. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Hal will be going into his grenade jump. He's got to get a precise position, precise aim, and precise input. Does not get the input, and opts to just go into the cutscene rather than retry. But yeah, not a bad thing. If you're not feeling your grenade jumps, then it's better to just watch this than suffer through it too much.
Yeah, we got a 39-minute from F, and see about Halcyon here. See what they get.
Yep, just has to hold right. So man, that race was close at the end of it. Holy smokes.
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually trying to think here if Hal is actually going to PB off this. I forgot. There wasn't his PB listed as 41 minutes and some odd seconds?
I wish I remembered the stats sheet. I think his best race time was a 42 something, so I think he's going to improve on that, but I might be lying about that too. Alright, we've got our best friends, the stats guys, here to help us out. His PB is 40.55, which means this is now his PB.
Oh yeah, he's probably going to drop it down to, I believe it's going to be about a 40-20 by the time he gets her behind the tree. Maybe 40-15? See?
Looks like the final time will be
40-16. There we go.
So nice job, Hal. That was a really good performance.
Oh, absolutely. Still something to be very proud of. His execution was very, very nice. A few, upsetting deaths in Misty Woods, but still very well done.
Yeah, and this as well is with, remember, the adaptation, missing Fast Stompless, having to go for a different ability cell. That lost a lot of time right there. And, knowing that adaptation, how to do it, and pulling it off, getting things back on track, and still pulling out a PB, absolutely incredible. So, this is just really good performance from both runners. F definitely with the rough early game, but, it's important to be able to just calm yourself down and play well after that.
And F definitely did. I was honestly worried at the beginning. I was worried he was already starting off a little bit tilted from those early deaths, but he just took it back. Just took it right back.
Yeah, so we see now on our group standings here, that's Hal's last match of the groups. F's still got one more to go through. So Hal does go 03, but has a pretty nice best race time of 40:16 set just now. So that'll be good for the bracket seeding because that's how we compare between groups. F's still got one more race to go, and I'm really looking forward to this to do F race.
Oh yeah, like looking at the stats now, it's going to be really, really close. And actually, I believe we have both F and Halcyon in here with us now. How we doing, guys?
I'm feeling great.
I'm I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm actually feeling good. I'm hoping that was a good race.
Oh, it was definitely pleasing to watch. I'll tell you that much.
All right, F. So I want to go to you first, and I want to ask you a question you probably don't want to hear. How about that early game? What were you thinking after you took some of those costly deaths early on?
I laughed at the first couple, and then I realized, oh, that's a lot of time. And so, well, I wasn't really tilted per se, or I wasn't really upset with my play. I was just like, oh, it was a couple of mistakes, and they happened to be bad mistakes, but it's not like I was playing terribly. And I think I played well enough, at least up to the grenade jumps, that I made up for the time I lost.
Yeah. So another one I want to ask. I'm being a little mean, so I'm going to pick on the early game a little bit. But in the Death Gauntlet, you got a safety energy, and it actually
Yes.
mattering. Now, I want to ask, would you have gone for Death Glide if you
Of
didn't have that
course.
save? Oh, man.
Wow.
No fear. I'd
Did
like
you-
to see that.
I don't think I placed a safety save except in Misty in the late game. And I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, that Misty was fun to see. Did die a little bit, but I really love seeing that grenade jump Misty, and you absolutely nailed the last few going out of there. That was really awesome. So thank you for putting on such a great show for us.
Yeah, up till now, I had actually never seen anyone do that route where you grab grenade jump first, and that was I was just cheesing the entire time watching that. That was amazing.
Great. I was smiling at each one I made. That's like why I do this route, you know? It's fun to do.
All right, so I want to ask Hal a few questions for you.
Shoot.
First, were you watching the restream or F stream during that? Did you know that you had a lead early on?
Yeah, I had F stream up on my second monitor, so I knew I had a lead. I saw his early death, and then I just kind of focused in and just kind of glanced over when I was at skill trees to see where he was, and then saw him pass me right about when we were both at Spirit Tree.
Yeah, so you had to be feeling good about that early game. You were playing well, and not taking any major deaths anywhere. It's just a couple things here and there that let F catch up, but definitely very solid play overall through the early game. So you had to feel good about that.
Oh yeah, anytime I kept glancing down at my timer and seeing that it was still green, and that was very pleasant.
Yeah, that's for sure. So one other thing I want to ask you about in that race is you barely missed the cell on fast stompless. Have you ever had to do that backup before, where you grab the cell from the bottom of Valley, or was that kind of, okay, I know about this, I've got to go try to do it right now kind of thing?
I have practiced it. Obviously not enough since I took a death doing it, but it is my go-to backup. I haven't had it in a full run like this, but it's something I have practiced doing.
Yeah, well, that was really cool to see because you missed it. I saw you pause, and I was like, oh man, I hope he has a backup that's not reloading, because reloading is a really painful time loss, and you did, and I really love to see that. Just picking up the tricks and also knowing what to do if you failed. But man, I really thought you were going to get that cell. I was intently staring at your screen there at the end to see if the pickup animation was there, and I couldn't believe it because that was so close.
Yeah, both of us were like at the edge of our seats. I was sitting there like, okay, took just a half of a second longer than I feel was safe on that bash aiming it, and then I swear it looked like you were just mere pixels away from that pickup when the cutscene started, and I was like, no, don't do this to us.
Yeah, and that's actually why I pulled up the pause screen, because I wasn't sure if I had gotten it or not, and so I was actually checking the number of ability cells that I had.
It was that close.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, so one more question for you here, Hal. You finished your group stage. You came out with the best time of your PB just now, this 40:16 this race. How are you feeling heading into brackets with this?
Well, I mean, I just PB'd in front of 120 people, so I'm feeling great.
That's the attitude right there. That's awesome.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
Yo, congratulations, Jay. I was so happy to go into chat after the race and see that you had PB'd. That's
Yeah,
all
it
I was
wasn't
hoping
quite-
for.
it wasn't quite as big as the SRL chat had it because they just had my race time. But yeah, trimming 40 seconds from my PB in a race was just fantastic.
Yeah, that's the best. You can just toss the VOD from Speed Gaming on speedrun.com and say, yeah, right there. All right, so one more question here I have for F. You're looking to do your last group match against Dedu, which I don't know if it's scheduled yet, but
It is.
your
I think
race
it's-
times are super close to each other. What are you thinking is going to happen in that match? Are you going to do anything special to prepare?
I am going to practice a lot, not too much. I think I play better when I don't overdo it on the practice, but I'm hoping that it'll be a very close race. I just need to not die in the early game.
Yeah, that would certainly help. You did a good job of bringing it back in this one, but Dedu is going to be a tough opponent. That race is going to be super exciting, so I wish you the best of luck in that, and hopefully we can see many more grenade jumps out of you in the coming races.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to have to put that race on my calendar when it pops up because I want to watch that.
It's actually tomorrow, I believe.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Alright, so thank you guys for joining us. We are not done with Ori for today. We've got another match coming up here soon, but this is it for me on commentary. So I want to thank our racers for putting on a good show, and I want to thank you, Zombie, for commentating with me. It was a pleasure.
thank you, Sigma. It is definitely a pleasure, especially getting me being, still fairly new to the community, getting to hang out here with these, giants, in my opinion, of the runs and getting to learn more myself by doing this and just having fun with it. That's the big thing for me. So thank you for making this awesome for me. And thank you, F and Halcyon, for giving us an awesome race to watch. And thank you, chat, for showing up to be awesome as well.
Alright, don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to a brief intermission, then we'll be back with another race.